are almost to the top of Vantage Peak. We're stopping about 120 meters short. It's somewhere up there in the fog. The weather has been pretty terrible for the most part.
Yeah, we're approaching 5 o'clock and we're a little concerned about the weather because it's been really moody. As you can see, the cloud cover is pretty heavy, but we've also had a lot of snow and rain. At one point we were getting pelted in the face with big flakes of snow, and so we're just a little concerned about time of day and just getting back safely to the hut that's about halfway to our car. So we're gonna try to go down as safely as we can. As you can see, it's pretty steep, but either way, we have enjoyed really breathtaking views.
The peak is sadly just right up there in the clouds, but it's not worth it. It is so steep.
And we're very cold.
We are very cold. Our gloves are all soaking wet.
It's about 30 degrees, maybe.
Jessie's been wearing socks on her hands, which is really the only dry thing that we have.
I took them off for you guys.
So we are gonna head back down. We'll do it again some other time. So we just hiked out of Vantage Peak. It was a pretty rough night. Learned a lot. So we hiked it on a Saturday. Planned on staying in Keith's hut, which is I don't know, 7 or 8 kilometers in out of the 11 to get to the peak. We passed some hikers coming in that told us that there was a birthday party with 10 or 12 people that had stayed there the night before, and it sounded like from the other hikers that this party had kept them up until 3 in the morning. So we were hopeful that that party was vacating the cabin before we got there, but that was not the case. In fact, the party grew to about 30 or 40 individuals. We didn't bring a tent, so that was a mistake. We just hiked in with one pack. Brought sleeping bags and, you know, some meals and stuff, but we really didn't get any good sleep until about 2 in the morning, which is when the speakers on their whatever Bluetooth speakers died, and they ran out of alcohol. So the cabin is very open. There's a sleeping loft in the top, but yeah, I mean, you can hear everything. So we were not part of the party. We just kind of slept up in the loft until they all sort of decided to go to bed. But this was the first really difficult hike that we've ever done. I would definitely recommend for this hike making it a 2-day hike. So hike in to Keith's hut, rest, and then the following day make the summit and then hike out. It would be much easier. We tried to do it all in one day, try to get to the summit in a day, and then come back to Keith's hut and stay the night. We were about 100 meters short of the summit, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We had bad weather. We knew that there was potential for rain, so knowing that, I don't know that if I was to do this hike again in the future that I would go on a day when there's a pretty likely chance that there's going to be rain, because at the summit it's not rain this time of year, it's snow, and it was very, very cold for probably 2 hours as we're trying to reach the summit. Visibility was really poor with the clouds and that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, to do it again, I would just try to take it easy the first day. Definitely when you get to the cabin, if you're going to try to do the peak in the same day, go ahead and drop your sleeping bag and your sleeping pad. We made the mistake not to do that whenever we first passed the cabin at about 1 o'clock. There were maybe 10 or so sleeping bags and sleeping pads up in the loft. We should have just thrown our stuff down. Instead, whenever we got back around 8 o'clock last night, which we came back in the dark, which was not fun. When we got back to the cabin, there were 20 sleeping bags and sleeping pads, tents scattered all throughout the property. So we should have claimed our spot early on, so definitely would recommend doing that. But for a couple of flatlanders from Indiana, this was a very difficult hike for us. I have read reviews and blog posts online that said it was easy. I do not think that was an easy hike. So if you're not a seasoned climber, hiker, definitely try to do this in 2 days. So anyways, we had fun. Have beautiful weather today. But hopefully this is helpful for anybody that tries to reach Vantage Peak in the future.